Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're discussing a Delta Force update that actually has some gameplay significance. It's been a while, I know, right? And honestly, I'd be really interested in knowing if any of you guys even still play Delta Force, so be sure to tell me in the comments section. But without further ado, this update has to do with new events and weapon balances. That is the big thing in this update, alongside Operations Gear Cap. So we'll get into all the details. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and come by the streams. I stream every single day on Twitch and YouTube at the very same time. Links are all in the description. I have also put the patch notes for this update in the description if you want to follow along with this video as I go over all of the changes. As usual with all these Delta Force updates, it starts out with a bunch of events that may or may not be relevant. You know, you can unlock skins, there are things you can participate in, but the real changes we want to talk about are the weapon changes, okay? The first section of weapon changes applies to both warfare and operations, okay? So these changes are, you could say, universal. For the M4A1, they have nerfed its recoil in two different ways. They have increased its late stage vertical recoil, and they increased its horizontal recoil. What they mean by late stage vertical recoil is later in the pattern. So I can only assume after half of the pattern is over, or maybe after 2/3 of the pattern is over, then you'll be increasing the vertical recoil you experience. I wish they were more specific on that. Moving on, they have finally buffed the QCQ-171 submachine gun. This is the submachine gun they added in the recent season. Well, it's not really recent, it's been like months, but it's been pretty bad. The recoil is way too high for a submachine gun, and they reduced both the vertical and horizontal recoil, so I will definitely be checking that weapon out again. Moving on to the AK-12 and the QBZ-95, they have improved the firing weapon stability for both of these weapons, so they received the exact same buff. The QBZ-95 was already really stable in my opinion if you built it correctly, so the QBZ-95 is going to be one to look out for, ladies and gentlemen. That is probably going to be a highlight of this next update. Moving on to the operations-specific changes. These changes do not apply to warfare. The M250 machine gun has finally been nerfed. I don't even play operations, and I have been hearing people complain about how annoying the M250 is to play against in the operations mode. It has been significantly nerfed. Its limb multiplier has been nerfed from 0.6 to 0.4, so you're doing less damage in the limbs, and its handling has been really nerfed from 38 all the way down to 30. So if you want this weapon to not be basically unusable from a handling perspective, you're going to need to subsidize that a little bit with your attachments now. But the M250 isn't the only weapon that received nerfs to operations. The SR3M compact assault rifle has seen its basic range reduced from 19 meters all the way down to 15 meters. This weapon was also seeing quite a lot of use in the operations mode. The M7 battle rifle has had its range increased from 40 meters to 50 meters. The K416 assault rifle has had its base damage tweaked and actually increased from 29 to 31, and its armor penetration value has been increased as well from 32 to 35. The AUG assault rifle, M4A1, and the AK-12 have all seen their base damage increased. The AUG 29 to 32, M4A1 27 to 29, and the AK-12 27 to 29. And lastly, in the operations section, the MP7 has seen a buff. The base damage has been increased from 29 to 32, and the armor penetration has also seen a very slight buff, going from 27 to 28. Now moving on to the warfare-specific changes. These changes do not apply to the operations mode. And those of you with keen hearing will notice that the SMG-45 has not been mentioned yet. Very interesting. Now then, the SR3M has been nerfed in the warfare mode. Its leg multiplier has been reduced from the normal 1 to 0.8. One of the things that made the SR3M so insane in warfare is it did consistent damage no matter where you shot anyone in the body. So you do the same damage shooting someone in the foot as you would shooting them directly in the center of the chest. This change was needed in my opinion, especially considering how strong the hip fire of this weapon is. Its basic bullet velocity and its bullet velocity bonus have both been tweaked as well. The bullet velocity has been reduced from 330 to 300 meters per second, and the bullet velocity bonus has been entirely removed from the SR3M's cast steel barrel. Moving on, the M4A1 has been nerfed again. So remember those recoil nerfs that apply universally, and then in Warfare it was nerfed specifically to its damage range. So it went from 30 meters of basic damage range to 25 meters on top of the recoil nerfs. The PTR32 has seen its arm multiplier increased from 0.8 to 0.1, meaning the PTR32 is going to be dealing way more consistent damage, making it probably a top-tier assault rifle. It's going to be really good. And speaking of really good, the QBZ95 is next. Remember, it already received buffs to its weapon firing stability, but now they're decreasing the BTK, which is the bullets to kill, by increasing the chest multiplier from the normal 1 to 1.2. Basically what this means is you're able to kill someone in one less bullet now in the chest, which makes the QBZ an absolute force to be reckoned with. So in terms of weapons to look out for to use in this patch, I would definitely consider the PTR32 and the QBZ95, but don't forget the AK-12 also received that weapon stability firing buff, and that is the next weapon we're going to talk about on this list. The AK-12 in Warfare has seen its base damage increased from 21 to 24, so that weapon is significantly better as well. And lastly, the CI-19 assault rifle has seen its base damage reduced from 26 to 25, but it's seen its abdomen multiplier increased from 0.9 to the normal 1x multiplier. So those are the weapon changes, but arguably none of those are as big as this change right here. Those of you that play the operations mode will know that there's basically no gear cap. Well, they added a gear cap now. Quote, new equipment restrictions for Zero Dam and Liali Grove easy operations, with maximum equipment quality limited to ballistic vest level 4, helmet level 4, and ammo level 3. If you play operations, let me know in the comment section if this is a good way to do the gear cap and if you're satisfied. I don't play operations, but I did hear people complain that there wasn't any gear cap, but I'm not necessarily aware of if having no gear cap versus a gear cap is a good thing, because again, I don't really play operations and I've never played an extraction shooter before. And with that, that is going to wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Delta Force finally pushed an update that did something to the game. It seems pretty rare and infrequent. I certainly hope they have something big up their sleeve to announce very, very soon. It's about that time, considering the last season they released was, well, quite a while ago at this point, over 2 months ago. So surely something is coming soon. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have never come to a stream, I typically go live right around between 1 p.m. and maybe about 4 p.m. EST. Turn notifications on to know exactly, but I do multi-stream. That means I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the very, very same time. Twitch link is in the description alongside Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that great stuff. Enjoy the Discord if you haven't. There's a bunch of great channels in there. You can even show me what you ate for breakfast in the food channel. That's a very popular one in the Discord. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.